Okay, we're going to take a look at Nia's breaststroke now, and other people's breaststroke, but Nia's in the first clip. And I'm going to just take it forward frame by frame. And if you see here, it starts off reasonably well with the arms, and then suddenly the elbows drop dramatically. I'm just stuck here for a second. So we're starting off wide, and then suddenly the elbows drop. And when the elbows drop, you can see that the only form of propulsion is going downwards that way. And if the propulsion's going downwards, you're pushing your body upwards. You push your body upwards, what's bound to happen? You're bound to sink the rest of your body. So let's just take this forward a few frames. You can see the knees have sunk to a real low in the water. There's also another problem. Look at these hands. Breaststroke is controlled by the powers that be tremendously. And it not only has to be simultaneous, but it has to be symmetrical. And this is not a symmetrical hand movement, and that could lead to disqualification. So let's just take that forward a little bit more. See, as we start to pull, we've pulled wide, that's good. We start to get a grip on the water, and then suddenly the elbows drop and we're pushing upwards instead of forwards. We always want forward propulsion in the water, and here we're getting upward propulsion, moving everything else down. And as things come down, you come to a dead stop. You're like a brick in the water. That's not what we want. We want you as streamlined as possible. Keep the hips as high as possible, the knees as high as possible, and as streamlined as possible. You saw that position there. That position there is completely stopping in the water. There's nothing you can do but do that. Just run it forward a second. And there we have those unsymmetrical hands again. We've got to watch that. And you can see the hips pull underneath the body and the knees drop down as far as that. Okay, so let's initially contrast that with Buffy here. You see Buffy's got a nice position there under the water. She's just about to start her arm pull, slightly wide fingers there. But you can see we get a catch on the water, a wide catch on the water that drives in. You can see that drive in lifting the body and not the push down lifting the body. So the hips are closer to the surface and the angle that Buffy gets to is shallower than the angle that Nia got to. It's stretching forward. See, the hips are still quite high in the water, which is quite good. We'll just run that forward. See, the hips stay high in the water, which is where we want them to be, and she's pulling herself forward with her hands and giving a good solid kick as well. And finally, we're going to take a look at Ruby. And you can see again, Ruby has a position very close to the surface. She is looking forward a bit. I prefer her looking down more than forward if she possibly could. But let's take the arms. Now, you see the arms are moving into a wide catch position, and they are actually catching the water. You can see that drive is driving back and in, as opposed to just dropping the elbows. And the hips are staying high in the water. We'll get a better look at it here. You can see, if you go backwards just a touch, or just those feet in the way, the arms are actually grabbing the water in a catch position. And then they're coming under and driving through. But the hips are staying close to the surface, and the angle the body has, therefore, isn't as pronounced as with Nia. So we'll just go forward again. And there's a strong kick propelling her forward. You can see again the catch position, high elbows, driving in, and then the elbows come together and it drives through. And the legs, once she's in the streamline position, the legs come together and are driving backwards and together. And that's how it goes. You can see that's quite an effective stroke and kept exceptionally close to the surface with the hips. And that's what we want to see with breaststroke, as hydrodynamic as possible without the legs sinking.